following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Welcome to another episode of The Artist Cave. I am Sal, and let's get started. Today I wanted to go over some of the pencils that I use. Gamer Thumb TV asked me on Twitter what are the best pencils to use, and honestly, I use so many different pencils. I have a hand issue with gripping regular pencils, so I told him that I use a lot of mechanical pencils, like this one right here. This is a Graph Gear 1000. It's a very pricey pencil. I think I paid $20 for it, but it lasts. It's made out of aluminum. It's very sturdy, and you can actually change the density of the pencil that you actually use. So mostly use B pencils because they're very brittle, and I do go through a lot of them. So that's kind of the caveat with them, is that you will go through a lot of the lead if you use it. This is the 800 series. Just like any other mechanical pencils that you find, they have different millimeters. This is a 9mm. Let's see if we can focus in on that. I don't know if you can focus in there. This is a 7mm, and this is a 3. The reason why I have so many different sizes is so that I don't have to sharpen a pencil. If I want to go with a very fine line, I go to the 3. And if I want to get some sort of a medium line, I use the 5 and the 7. And then go all the way up to 9 if I want a really thick stroke. These are the ones that I use preferably. There is a different type of pencil that you can use. It's called a lead holder. It has the same premise, but the difference is that you don't load from the top. You actually get a piece of lead here. This one's the blue line. You've seen it a lot with the sketch cards that I do, because sometimes I'll draw in this first. The reason why I don't show it as often is because it doesn't show up on camera. It's called a non-photo blue. These are awesome, especially if you're not sure what you want to draw, but you have somewhat of an idea, so you can get a sketch going. But you can buy regular leads for it. This one's a 2B, and you just take it out of here. And of course, on camera it doesn't want to work. All right. So, and then if I want to switch it out, just hold it, take it out, pop it right in, and there is your lead. It has a special sharpener right here, and you just make it a little long, and you just put it in there and you just spin it. And turn the pencil as you're spinning it so you can get all the sides, and it sharpens the end for you. These are nice, especially if you're like in between. So if you want to get the feel of a mechanical pencil, but then you want the feel of a regular pencil, this is the way to go. I personally enjoy these a lot. I've just been using the mechanicals more, especially if you're doing sketch cards and bigger pieces that involve different line widths and what have you. Let me put that back. And then you have your typical pencils. This one's a little harder to really focus in on because it's going to come down to personal preference. I have been a huge fan lately of the Bremen pencils. They are made in the Czech Republic. I used to use, I'm going to butcher this name. Hold on one second. I have actually a marker set from them. Here. Ow, that hurts. Nope, it's not there. Faber-Castell. If I'm butchering, I am so sorry, Germany. I don't mean to butcher the name of your pencils, but it's a German brand, and they're really nice, especially if you want a whole set. You can get a whole set for probably under $20, where you get your 6H all the way to 6B, or you can get a bigger set, depending on what you want. Especially if you're just starting to sketch, you really don't need a lot of different densities. And that's another thing. with the B's, H, and HB, then there's F and keeps going. What that means is just the density of the pencil. So a B pencil is going to leave a lot of smudges, the lines are going to be harder, and it's going to be harder to erase. If it's an H with B, it's going to be very brittle, and you can smudge it, and it's the line, it doesn't leave such a hard line. So it's going to depend on what you want. If you want an H and you want that hard line look, then I definitely recommend sticking with the H. Just don't go too high, because then it's going to be harder to see, especially if you're recording on video. Recording on video, and I've learned this the hard way, some things do not show up on video, especially pencil. So I have to go really hard, and that's not my style. I like to sketch, a very light sketcher. So adding on layers is a lot more fun for me, and using the eraser as a secondary pencil is why I use these. These are just erasers that have grips. The nice thing about these is that they come in different sizes. This one's by Papermate. So obviously Papermate, you can find it at Target, Walmart. This one I believe I got at an art store. But I love it because you can really get in there and highlight different areas. This is by Pentel. Pentel is the same brand that makes the mechanical pencils. So I like to use brands that stay within the same pencil brand with eraser, because then you know it's going to pick up that lead. So this one has a nice clicking sound. It's very satisfying. It's like ASMR. It's art ASMR. Please nobody take that the wrong way. This one's a lot thicker though, so if you really need to get into a smaller spot, it's going to be harder with such a thick eraser. And the third eraser I like to use, they're called kneaded erasers. What's nice about this is this one's about 5 years old, and I still use it. The nice thing is when it gets dirty, you just pull it apart like a piece of Play-Doh. I just had some injections in my shoulders, so I might seem really weak on camera. So now it's clean. I mean, by all intents and purposes, it's clean. It's not full of marks. If your hands are dirty, though, it will smudge on the eraser. But this picks up about 90% of your pencil. If you go a little harder, maybe 95%. It's never going to truly erase it unless you're drawing very, very lightly. And just from teaching kids and watching other people draw, I would say the vast majority of people do not draw lightly. Everyone has some sort of really deep pencil stroke, which is okay. I mean, everybody's style is everybody's style. I'm not here to knock anybody, but I'm just saying, if you want to pick up more of your marks, this is the eraser you need to get. And I hope that helps. I mean, this is not my whole collection. These are just ones that I like, my go-to tools. I'll show you here. This is my kit that I take to shows, and I like to have a little bit of everything. So that was just lead. So I have my markers up here, and then down here is just various different pencils. I even have a non-photo pencil version of the lead holder. And then this is an F. F, I think it stands for firm. I'm honestly don't know. This is another brand from the Czech Republic called Core I Nor. They're very close to the Bremen, but this is just like my backups. So these are the white gel markers that you see me use in the sketch cards, and then all my markers in there. I always have extra lead because I go through so many lead in the man, I'm forgetting what I'm gonna say. And then this is another set of pencils that you can use. I'm still learning how to use them, and that's part of being honest about art, is you got to know that you're still learning, even if you feel like you've reached a certain level, you'll never stop learning. Once you stop learning, you need to stop. But this is the Staedtler, and these are charcoal pencils. You see how the whole thing is dark black? These are very messy pencils, but the effect you can get from them is very different from your regular graphite pencils. So that's it right there. In the next video, I'm hoping to kind of cover the different papers I use. Paper is odd because certain pencils don't show up very well on paper. Certain paper has very thick grain. Some of it feels like canvas. Then you have smooth paper, which I love. I use for my sketch cards. Half my sketchbooks are all smooth, Bristol, very thick because I use markers, and markers bleed. So it depends on what you want to do, and that's what I'm going to cover in the next video. So let me know in the comments down below if this is helping you kind of decide what route you want to go as far as physical media. And also let me know down in the comments what you personally use. Gamer Thumb said that he uses old school number 2 and he hates the erasers, and I have to agree. But whenever there's nothing in sight, I will use a number 2 pencil. I am not afraid to draw with them. So don't be discouraged, Gamer Thumb. And the stuff that you're getting to start drawing is perfect. I don't know the brand of the sketchbook that you showed me, but it shows the right weight and everything. But I will cover that in a future video. And then, we can go over some other stuff. Any questions you have, please leave them in the comments. I love answering questions, and I love getting people drawing. Even if it's a hobby. Hobbies help you de-stress. It helps with anxiety, and it helps with creativity. So if you have a field that you're kind of having a writer's block in, if you're a writer, doodle. If you're an artist and you want to write and you're having issues writing, draw. I mean, if you're a content creator on YouTube and you're having issues coming up with ideas for videos, draw, write. It's they all kind of go together. So I hope this video has helped anybody out there just looking for that. And I appreciate everybody watching. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want. Like, thumbs down. Just please, nothing bad in the comments. I don't need my comments disabled. Well, again, thank you again for watching The Artist Cave. I am Sal. And don't forget to keep it over 9,000.